this beautiful bowl, and I also wanted to discuss about the best way that I think is of doing intermittent fasting, and the best way to break your fast when you do that. So first of all, intermittent fasting, you may have heard it, is like the basically extending the fast that you're naturally doing overnight by a couple of hours here or there, and sometimes they are a bit more drastic than others, but there's several things like a 12, no, what is it, a circadian rhythm, which is 13 hours of fast, which is normally like when you finish your dinner, you go to sleep, and then you have breakfast early in the morning. You do that naturally, and it's kind of your normal fast. And then you can extend that to 16-4, so 16 hours of fast, and then 4 hours period. That's correct? No, 16-8, isn't it? So 16 is, the first number is basically the number of hours of fast. Then you can fast to 18 hours, and then eat for 4 hours. Or then you can do like a longer fast. But something that is quite simple to do, and that is not too harsh on the system, is the 16 hours of fast, or with, what is it? Let me just think if my math is correct, and 8 hours of I'm quickly calculating in my head, and 8 hours of eating per window, basically. So that could be quite safe. So basically you eat your dinner quite early, around like 6 p.m. or something like that, and then your first meal of the day, you will have a brunch around 11 or 12 noon, 11 a.m., 12 noon, and that's kind of okay. It's not too taxing on the system. So now remember that fasting is good for certain people, but can be quite damaging and creating the opposite effect on certain other people. So there are certain things to take into consideration before you think of, you start thinking of doing a fast. The most important thing is to check with your healthcare professional, whether it's a naturopath or a doctor, like a Western medicine doctor, whatever it is. Just check with them. Just to make sure that if you have certain conditions, or if you in Ayurveda we have certain type of constitutions, certain individual who have certain constitution, or just certain disease where fast is not recommended. So it's also important to be aware of that. Now, if you're very much in tune with your body and understanding you don't have any sort of eating disorder in one way or the other, and that you can understand your hunger versus your emotional eating kind of things, if you're very well in tune with the sensation in your body, you should be able to do a fast without, like naturally, without any forcing anything, because if you follow that, you won't, like if you follow the fact that if you're not hungry and you just want a snack because you were sitting and watching a movie or whatever, and you recognize that, you may be like, okay, well, it's not really hunger because I just had my dinner. So then you will keep on doing that throughout the fasting period, and then you will see that you will eat naturally at a later time in the morning. So it can come very naturally. So that's one of the good things. The second good thing of intermittent fasting, if you can, again, if it's appropriate to do it, is that to me it was very helpful in curbing my cravings, and I used to have very strong chocolate, like sugary chocolate cravings, and when I was going to the office there was always some kind of leftover, I don't know, brownies or cookies or things like muffins, so loaded with sugar, and not the best thing. Like now I wouldn't eat that. And so it was very difficult to resist, because also I'm coming from a culture where you shouldn't waste food, like you should finish your plate. So a lot of you were connect with that. There is a lot of this culture, and then like spending hard-earned money onto something, and then putting it in the caffeine is quite challenging for me. Also, even if it's company food or things like that, it's difficult to waste food for me. So there was also an excuse to try and go and grab the food and eat it, even if I was not hungry. And so when I did intermittent fasting, I won't lie to you, it was hard at the beginning. It was hard to see these cookies, brownies, this chocolatey, crazy stuff there and not doing it. But I was determined in a certain way, and now I'm quite satisfied to say that it really helped curb my cravings, because looking at the thing that you really want because you know the taste is very sugary, and then suddenly you're like, no, I still have a couple of hours before fasting, let me just do that first. It was very, very helpful in postponing the craving and postponing the indulgence. So there is also like the society right now that we can have everything that we want straight away, especially you live in the city, you can just go to the shops, it's at the corner there, you buy something, you order something online, if it's not at the shop, it will be delivered to your door, things like that. So I say we, but I will speak from my experience. I've been kind of used to just grab and do things whenever I wanted to, so it was challenging, but it also taught me that sometimes it doesn't have to be just right now. And so when it came to the point of, okay, it's time to break my fast, yeah, a couple of times I did it with breaking my fast with a brownie, and then the sugar rush was a bit intense and things like that, and then I could really feel the difference. But first, to come back to the point of this video, the best way to break the fast, I've been finding that it was fruits. I just love it. And I remember at some point I had some apricots and I was at the office and I was like jumping up and down because I was eating the apricot after, I don't know, at the time I was doing more like 18 hours fast. Sometimes I've done a couple of 24 hours fast throughout the period. And then it was fantastic. Like the taste of the fruit was like fireworks in my head, in my mouth, and like fireworks. It was fantastic. So just wanted to share that experience. But remember, first, two things to remember. So fast, maybe a bit more than two things. So fast is not for everyone. Check with your healthcare professional, do your own research. Don't believe one person saying something on the internet or anywhere. Just do your own research, get a few information here and there, and see what is there. Everybody is very different, so what works for one person may not work for the other, and it's okay. We're all very unique individuals, so that's the beauty of life. But that means that maybe this worked for me, maybe it might not work for you, and that's fine. You will find your thing, what will work for you. And then, an important thing as well, if you're fasting, you've done the preliminary work, research, and you think it's fine for you, and you're fasting, everything goes well, and at some point you start feeling, let's say, obviously lightheaded, a bit light in your body, or a bit dizzy, that's a warning sign. But also, if you feel like your mind is really overactive, and that you, like almost anxiety, but like overactive, like as if you're having a cup of coffee, that's also a warning sign. That means that there is too much lightness right now in the body, and then it's better to have something to eat. So these are a few things I would say look out for. And then if you feel like trying intermittent fasting, if you have been trying intermittent fasting and trying breaking fast with your fruits, let me know how that felt for you. I'm always excited to learn about how it is for other people. And I will leave you with that, and I will put my mint from my garden that I just picked up from here that you may be able to see, and I will put that in my fruit bowl, and I will enjoy. So in the meantime, until we chat next time, just don't hesitate to leave some comments and things like that. And thank you as usual for being here, viewing this video, and being present with me.